What's going on, everybody? Hi, my name is Truck Driver Sean. A lot of you already watch my ignorance, so thank you for always supporting. So I decided I'm gonna do something like kind of cool where it's not for my YouTube or anything. It's just to show some appreciation to Gibson guitars. As you all know, if you've been following my brand of stupidity, I've had a lot of bad things to say about Gibson over the years. Nothing good at all, really, to be honest with you. I've shat on that company like there's no tomorrow. So everybody kept saying, "Have you tried the new ones?" Well, no, because the one I got sucked. It sucked. It was horrible. You paid $2,200 for a guitar. You want it to be good, and it was a horrible piece of shit. That was back in 2017. So, fast forward to 2021. I go to my buddy Greg's house. He has a classic. And I played it, and I was like, this is why I love Gibson Les Pauls. Then we went and saw Guns N' Roses. Then I had, we got to slash Gibson, right? Guitar is awesome. I love it. So I figured, you know what? Gibson's gotten a lot of shade, a lot of hate from people like myself. All right? I'm not saying that I'm perfect. Definitely not saying I play Gibson riffs all the time. But we all kind of have like that moment in that band, that player that's got a Les Paul that before we even touch one, we're like, hey man, I gotta have me one of those. So let's say like, you're back in the late 80s and you're a Tesla fan, all right? You'll know this one right here. If you're a Tesla fan, you'll know this one. So obviously, you could have been inspired by that riff played on a Les Paul by Tommy Kiosh of Tesla on the Great Radio Controversy album, song called Heaven's Trail, in parentheses, No Way Out. A lot of you, if you're my age, as soon as you heard that riff, those words started coming out of your mouth. It was an amazing song. To this day, still stands up. If you're one of the young guns and you're like, is it Tesla a car? Go listen to some Tesla. I would say a good starting point, like if you want like what I consider their quintessential album, it'd be the Great Radio Controversy. There's so many good songs on there, and it's just banger after banger, well written songs by people who are way ahead of their time. Go check it out. They're a great band, and if you ever get a chance to see them live today, they're still an amazing band. But anyhow, this video right here is to let y'all know, all right? I would like you, if you have a Gibson, it doesn't necessarily have to be a Les Paul, it just needs to be a Gibson. Play a riff inspired that Gibson. It could be a Guns N' Roses riff. All right? It could be a Godsmack riff. It could be a Led Zeppelin riff. Okay? And the list goes on and on and on of people who are super famous for playing Les Pauls. It could be a Metallica riff, because back in the day, Metallica, James Hetfield played an Explorer, Gibson Explorer, before he went to ESP. Maybe that was your starting point. Maybe it was, Randy Rhoads playing a Les Paul. Maybe it was some country dude. Could have been a country dude. I mean, why not, right? Who knows? Maybe it was some Jason Aldean that got your ass struck up on the Les Paul. All right. Maybe it was some Def Leppard back in the day, you know? You know, Stevie, he used to always use Gibson Explorers. I mean, let's face it, you know, those Hysteria songs are legendary. Like, there's like the first album I remember when I got into music that ever had that many hits on one album. That thing broke ceilings. All right. So, anyhow, all you got to do, simple, record a video on your cell phone. You don't have to have crazy rigging or bells and whistles. None of that shit. Record yourself playing a riff. Maybe even take a second to mention who inspired it, who the band was, in case somebody doesn't know the riff you're playing, because it could be anything. Like, seriously, anything. Like, everybody knows this is a Gibson video, but I'm going to mention one of their mortal enemies, Paul Reed Smith. What got me into that? The band Skillet. Everybody knows I'm like a thrash metal guy, and they're like, Skillet? I'm like, yeah. They were the first ones I seen that made an impact on me with Paul Reed Smith. Skillet. And as you know, when I film my section for that video that will be coming up, I will be playing a Guns N' Roses riff, because that is my beginning, not only of my love of the Gibson Les Paul, but music. It was the second band I ever heard. First one was Metallica. Second one, Guns N' Roses. Essentially, my mother thought I was the Antichrist, because I was raised in a very Christian home that listened to Christian gospel, so I didn't care about the music. I didn't connect with it. I didn't like it. It was annoying background music, and then, I went to the dark side, and I stayed there. That's right. So, film yourself. Send me the video via the email address that will be in the fucking description thingamajiggy. And yeah, that would be super duper awesome. And if you don't want to send me an email, if you have a Dropbox, put it in your Dropbox, send me the Dropbox link to my messenger on Facebook. I will take and download it myself, put it on my computer, and I'm just going to make a huge montage of everybody. You don't need to be a YouTube star. You don't need to be a touring musician. You don't have to be one of my physical friends. Seriously. As long as you're not doing anything inappropriate, everybody who sends a video will be in it, as long as it has a Gibson. It has to have a Gibson. Okay? Second, you got to play a riff that inspired you to want that Gibson. And it could be anything. You can play some Ozzy songs that has Zakk Wylde on it. You can play some Black Label Society. You can play some Pride and Glory. There's tons and tons. I mean, Les Paul is probably one of the, other than the Fender Strat, the most famous guitar on earth. And that will never change. So, all right. If you have any questions, feel free. Go ahead and ask them. I'm easy to get a hold of, and I answer all questions unless, you know, every once in a while I'll get a message so like, dude, how big's your dick? Because you're a big guy. Only one person that I know of at this current time needs to know the answer to that, and she knows. All right? Those are the type of questions I'm not even going to answer. I'm not even going to address them. So please, let's have some fun with this. All right. Peace out, man. Y'all be good. I'll play another riff on the way out of here, and then we'll be hasta la vista.